Today's modules, we're talking about the theoretical foundations for corporate governance. Again, corporate governance is the set of mechanisms used to manage the relationship among stakeholders that is used to determine and control the strategic direction and performance of organizations, and it consists of the means corporations use to establish order between the parties. That is, between the firm's owners or shareholders and its top-level managers. The dominant theory in corporate governance has been agency theory. Agency relationships occur when one partner in a transaction, who is the principal, delegates authority to another, the agent, and the welfare of the principal is affected by the choices that the agent makes. How do you make a person do what you want them to do? There's your agency problem. A fundamental assumption of agency theory is that people will look out for themselves. The delegation of decision-making authority from principal to agent is the problem, in that the interests of the principal and agents will most often diverge. The principal cannot perfectly and completely monitor the actions of the agent, and the principal cannot perfectly and costlessly monitor and acquire the information available to or possessed by the agent. These constitute the agency problem, agency costs. The possibility of opportunistic behavior on the part of the agent that works against the welfare of the principal is the underlying agency problem. There's another theory, stewardship theory. Stewards believe that by working towards organizational collective ends, your personal needs will be met. Thus, the steward's interests are aligned with those of the corporation and its owners. Because the steward perceives greater utility in cooperation than in individualistic behavior and behaves accordingly, his behavior can be considered rational. Good stewards take care of the organization's assets and resources. Another theory is path dependency theory. It's more concerned with corporate governance systems and comparative corporate governance, which we'll be looking at later in this semester. Here, history matters. The continued use of a process or practice is based on historical preference or use. How past decisions continue to control future decisions is the essence of path dependency theory. Another theory is resource dependency theory. It's often used primarily in interpreting boards and board actions. How do we select board members? We base that on what resources they bring to the company. What resources do they supply to the organization? Another theory is shareholder primacy theory. Corporations are run for the interests of shareholders. Maximize shareholder wealth is the fundamental statement for shareholder primacy theory. Another theory is stakeholder theory. Corporations are run in the interest of stakeholders, not shareholders. Who are stakeholders? Those are those individuals or groups who operate the firm in order to achieve their personal goals and on whom the firm is dependent for its existence. Edward Friedman classically defined a stakeholder as any group or individual who can affect or is affected by the achievement of the organization's objectives. So we'll be looking at all of these theoretical bases for corporate governance and how can we explain the actions of organizations. We do it through the theory.